Hello beautiful people, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video you're going to learn how to make this beautiful puff sleeve without an elastic. I'm going to start by drafting a basic short sleeve pattern. From the top of the pattern paper, I'm going to roll a border line of 1 inch, and that would be my starting point. Starting from the borderline, I'll measure and mark the sleeve length. Now, this is how long you want the sleeve to be. My client wants it short like this, so I'm going to be making use of 10.5 inches for the sleeve length. After that, I'll measure and mark the sleeve cap height starting from the borderline, and I'll be making use of 4.5 inches for the sleeve cap height. I'll drop the formula on the screen. When I'm cutting this sleeve on fabric, it's going to be cut on fold, and I want this part to be the folded parts of the sleeve. Starting from the folded part of the pattern paper on the sleeve cap height line, I'm going to measure and mark my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches plus extra 1.5 inches for seam allowance. I'll then come in with my straight ruler and rule a line starting from this mark to the beginning point of this border line towards the folded part of the pattern paper, like so. The next thing I will do is to divide this line into 4 equal parts, but first and foremost I'm going to divide it into 2 using my measuring tape. After dividing into 2, I'll go ahead and divide the half into 2 again to get 4 equal parts, but at the end of the day you're going to be having 3 marks on the line. On the first mark on this line, come up by 0.5 inch and place a mark there. Then on the third mark on the line, come down by the same 0.5 inch. After that, I'll connect all the marks. I'll first of all bring my straight ruler. I'll start from the folded part of the pattern paper, from the tip of the border line. I'll rule a line to that point, then come in with my curved ruler, take it to the center part, flip my curved ruler over and mark towards the mark at the down part. Then I'll finish it up with my straight ruler and go ahead and use my free hand to blend all the necessary parts. At the down part of the sleeve, starting from the folded part of the pattern paper, I'm going to measure and mark the round sleeve divided by 2 plus 1.5 inches seam allowance. I'll bring in my straight ruler at this point and connect the 2 marks together. I'll go ahead now and impute my hem allowance of 1 inch. I'll just go ahead and label this part. This is the sleeve cap height, and you remember how I got it. The formula is bust circumference divided by 12 plus 1. It's time to cut out the sleeve. So I've gone ahead to duplicate the sleeve. I have 2 sleeves at this point. One is going to be used for the puff, while the other one will serve as the lining. Just watch this video to the end to see the magic. I've kept one sleeve apart and I have one here. This is going to be used for the puff. I'll first of all label the part that should be on fold to avoid any confusion. And I'm going to achieve this puff by using the slash and spread method. I'll start by drawing about 5 vertical lines on this sleeve like so. I did not use any particular measurement for this. I just did it as the spirit was leading me. So you can measure your own. You can use 1 inch interval, but I just drew my own as inspired by the Holy Spirit. After that, I went ahead to number each section like so to avoid any form of confusion, because if you don't do this, you'll get confused. Please use anything you can remember, maybe A, B, C, D, E, F, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything at all. Then I'll come in with my scissors now and cut through the lines. I'm going to cut it completely. This is a fabric I'm going to be using. This is a Mikado fabric and it should be placed on fold and you should have enough space to accommodate the spread. I had to join mine at this point so as to achieve the fold because I didn't have enough fabric. The first thing I will do now is to roll a straight line across the fabric like so, and this line will represent the down part of the sleeve because the down part of the sleeve I just finished drafting is straight. The next thing I will do now is to come to the folded part of the sleeve, which is the center of the sleeve. I'm going to come in by 2.5 inches. Please, if you want it fuller, you can use a number above 2.5. I was trying to manage my fabric. I'll mark 2.5 inches, then I will roll a line like so. I'll bring the number 1 paper and place it on the line I just rolled now, and the number 1 is where I labeled unfold. I will align it in such a way that the down part will be touching the line I ruled across the fabric. Starting from the number 1 paper, I will mark 2.5. Then I'll come in with the number 2 paper and place it on the 2.5. Remember that the down part of the sleeve is straight and that is the part that will stay on the straight line. And as I was doing this, I got confused working from my right to my left. So I had to change the position of the fabric. I turned the folded part to my left hand side so that I can work from that side. After bringing the folded part of the fabric to my left, I had to roll another line across the fabric to indicate the down part of the sleeve. And I did exactly what I did earlier, and I measured there is 2.5 inches space in between each of the papers. This is what it should look like after arranging all the papers on the fabric, and it should be in descending order like so. Then I'll go ahead and use my chalk now to mark the shape of the sleeve, starting from the folded parts down to where I have the number 6 paper. After that, I'll go ahead and cut out the sleeve. After that, I removed all the numbered papers because I do not need it at this point. And I've also gone ahead to use this second sleeve pattern to cut out another sleeve which will serve as the lining. Now I have two sleeves, the normal basic short sleeve and the big one. I want you to note two things. Number one, these two sleeves you're seeing here will be used to achieve one puff sleeve for one armhole. So if you want two puff sleeves, that means you should duplicate each of these sleeves to achieve two puff sleeves for two armholes. So because I'm working with a lace fabric, I'll go ahead and laminate the big sleeve on this lace fabric by using my hemming gum to gum the two fabrics together so that I'll have one at the end of the day. And this is the way I do it. You will let the right side of the sleeve to face the wrong side of the lace. Then you go ahead and use your iron to iron the two fabrics together. I'll come in with my scissors at this point and cut out the sleeve following the shape. So the next step is to use your hand needle and a thread to make gathers at the upper side of the sleeve and at the down part of the big sleeve, okay, which you can see here. I had to do this off camera because the clip was getting too long. And remember to notch the center of the sleeve both at the down and at the top, and also notch the center of the small normal basic sleeve at the down and at the top. I'm going to be working on the down parts of the sleeve first. So right now, I'll go ahead and place the right side of the sleeve to face the right side of the lining. And I'll match the center of the sleeve with the center of the lining. You can use your pin to hold it down at this part. Then I'll come over to the side of the sleeve and draw the gathers towards the center of the lining. I will ensure that I distribute these gathers evenly on the lining and arrange it properly. Anything I do on this side, I'll move over to this other side of the sleeve and do exactly the same thing. After arranging the gathers on the lining like so, I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew 0.5 inch to join it at the down part. After sewing the down part of the sleeve, I'll flip the lining part like so towards the main sleeve, and this time around the wrong side of the lining will be facing the wrong side of the sleeve. And I'm going to repeat the same process that I did before. I'll match the center of the lining to the center of the sleeve at the upper part like so. You can use your pin to hold it down as usual. Then after that, I will bring in the gathers and align them properly, distribute evenly on the upper parts of the lining. This is what it should look like after doing that. As you can see, the puff is already puffing. Like, see how beautiful it looks. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine now and top stitch the upper side to hold it down, and also top stitch the sides of the sleeve together with the lining to hold it down after you must have finished arranging it properly. So the final step is to go ahead and attach the sleeve to the armhole of the dress. I'm going to do that and show you the final outcome. People of God, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.